In the footage that you're about to see, almost no one is identified except for Bob Fields, who's shown here on the left in the checkered shirt right there. He took over management of the orchards in 1937. His father had been the consulting horticulturist when the orchards were planted. In 1943, Fields was one of the men who bought the Mesa Orchards along with A.H. Burroughs. Behind this man is one of several earthen cellars built in 1921. For lack of a better storage place, thousands of baskets full of apples were stacked here and covered with straw until they could be processed. This is west of the store looking north. The cellars are on the left behind these men. This is the main packing house just east of the cellars. Here the picking crews are gathered at the south side of the store to be taken out to the orchards. The crews were transported on these small flatbed trucks. To be shipped out of the area, fruit had to be transported to a railroad siding 3.5 miles north of Mesa. In the earliest days of the orchards, this was done by horse and wagon. In 1920, a tramway was built to take the fruit to the siding. The tram was supported by 48 wooden towers, which varied in height from 20 to 45 feet. Its steel baskets each carried 6 to 8 boxes of fruit. The largest boxcars held 795 boxes and took about a day to load. This footage of Mesa, probably taken in the late 1920s or early 30s, was donated to the museum by Beth Van Hoesen. In 1919, the Mesa Orchards came under the ownership and management of her grandfather, David W. Van Hoesen, and his partner, Charles Seymour. They began an intensive program of improvements that resulted in many of the facilities shown here. This Fordson tractor has lugged iron wheels and is pulling a disc plow. The rocks on the plow are to help it dig into the ground. And here's the old-fashioned way to pull a disc plow. This tractor, which is pulling a disc, has some interesting lug extensions sticking out beyond the rear wheels. Here's a good shot of the Van Hoesen houses. Although supporting evidence is hard to find, it was once said that the Mesa operation was the biggest orchard under one management in the world. Some 1,250 acres were covered with fruit trees. That's downtown Mesa coming into view here. And the barn where the workhorses were kept will be coming into view on the left right there. Use of the Mesa tramway stopped in about 1934 after the north-south highway was built down the hill to the railroad tracks. Trucks were used to haul the apples to the tracks after that. One story says the parts of the tram were taken to Sun Valley and used for the first ski lift there. In 1940, the tramway towers were in such dilapidated condition that the highway department declared the tram a safety hazard and it was torn down. Here's some more shots of the Van Hoesen house. Actually, one of these houses belonged to Horace Woodmansee. In December of 1920, Charles Seymour was killed in a warehouse fire, and Van Hoesen took Horace Woodmansee as a partner. Woodmansee supervised the construction of an evaporator and the earth-covered cellars that have been shown here in various shots. These sidewalks are still there at Mesa, but they're kind of covered with dirt. Two of the houses, at least, burned in about the 1970s. There are still a couple of nice houses still there. In 1933, more than 500 workers were employed to harvest apples at Mesa. Each crew picked between 15,000 and 20,000 boxes. 18 trucks and 150 horses were used to transport the fruit. This horse-drawn slip is being loaded with pears.